Hey everybody, this is attorney Kenneth Stevens from law firm Stevens, Reed and Armstrong, PLLC, and today I want to talk to you all about performance bond claims. But before we get into that, I want to know in the comments, what is the craziest term you've seen in a contract in general? If you do public work, it was probably an surety agreement, an agreement of indemnity. Yeah, I'm taking shots. No, all jokes aside, I do think it's relevant though. But I would like to know what's the craziest thing you've seen in a contract, because these surety agreements, these agreements of indemnity can get pretty crazy, and I've heard some pretty crazy things. So anyway, performance bond claims. What happens? What is it? Like, I know a lot of people, you do public work, you get a payment bond, you get a performance bond. Payment bond claims happen all the time, right? But what happens when there's a performance bond claim? Well, it's pretty much Armageddon. It is the apocalypse. No, it is a lot more complicated than a payment bond situation. So, obviously when there's a performance bond issue, the owner has pretty much let the surety know that they have an issue with the performance of the work. And what happens is, oftentimes the surety comes in and they take over the project. And so now they take over all project funds, and they have a couple of choices. They can either kind of oversee the project, allowing the general contractor to complete the work and then pay that general contractor's subcontractors directly, or they can completely cut out the general contractor and bring in another general contractor to finish the work. Oftentimes it's the second one, because the owner will say, yeah, we don't want that GC, or we don't want that contractor working on our project anymore. And when that happens, things get really, really expensive really, really quickly, right? Because the new contractor that comes in, they're not worried about you. They're not trying to control costs. They're just trying to get the job done. And so anything that could have saved you money is really not relevant to them. So at the end, of a performance bond claim, what you have is you have all these additional costs and all these additional expenses to complete and to correct your work, as well as all the expenses for the surety managing the project that is going to turn around and be back charged to you under your agreement of indemnity with the surety. And so performance bond claims are really, really serious. They're really complex. And if you get one, it's important that you talk to a lawyer that knows construction law and understands it, and talk to them really, really quickly to try and see if there's a way to maybe mitigate the damage and stop the bleeding some. Because if you've looked at your agreement of indemnity, you know that you're on the hook a lot of times for that stuff personally, because it's a personal guarantee. And then also, that you don't have a lot of arguments that you can make against the surety on those indemnity provisions. So yeah. That being said, would like to know what's the craziest term you've seen in an agreement. Let me know. Put it in the comments. I hope that this is helpful. I hope you have a little bit better of an understanding when it comes to performance bond claims. Of course, we can go into a lot more detail, but it's kind of beyond the scope of this video. So again, I hope this is helpful. You all share it. And as always, happy building.
Intervals.